Love that. All right. So I have projects to show you, and I'm pretty sure. Um, hang on. Do we have new? Oh, I bet all the different markets. I've seen that. Some of the people that I follow on TikTok. I like following food people on TikTok. What can I say? And some of them live in New York City, and I'm like, what? Yeah. Um, Holy cow. A Whole Foods and a Trader Joe's? Oh, that's like heaven. I just live around the corner from one of those. For both of those. That's what I meant. If I had one of those shopping centers, I'd live right around the corner. I could just walk there every day. Throw in a little coffee shop. Oh, man, I tell you what. Okay, let's look at what, and I know I'm missing some. So please forgive me. I was in a rush. I will go through my pictures, and any that I missed, I will show next week. This very first Swan project is Everdina. And she is doing Purple Leaf Plum. I know because she had a lovely time with one of the skeins, who was a booger to her. But it says she's starting on the next section, short row 1. Hubba hubba. I can't wait. I'll show you my progress here in just a little bit. And then let's see, this is Anne. She is starting a pair of socks with not sparklers. I'm getting my names mixed up, sprinkles. And then she's going to use Stargazer, Go Big or Go Home, and Neon Moon. I love that. And in fact, I know one of the projects I'm missing, Anne, is your little Casapinka shawl. I just realized I don't have that one. So I will show that next week because it's awesome. All right, these are Valera's socks. Have y'all seen these yet? So Valera she's going to have so many socks by the end of the season. She is keeping track of the Cubs scores on the games. And that middle, I think it's the middle sock. Can I see that? I should have included, yeah, it's the middle sock. You can't hardly see it, but down on the toe, she has basically stitched in an arrow because she's going to have multiple socks because she's doing the whole, I'm going to get the terminology wrong. Bo's going to give me a hard time. Anyway, she's doing the whole season. And is that the right word? Do baseball games have seasons? Hockey season. I'm trying to think. Anyway, she's doing all of their games. And look at all the red, by the way. That's a good look, which makes her happy because that's the score of the Cubs games. So anyway, she brought these, and I had to take a picture because I love them so much. All right. And then here, this is a lovely lady named Val, who crocheted the hourglass top, and she did it in bottle green. How gorgeous is that? I'm pretty sure this is from She Sells Yarn. Val is one of the customers there, and that was where she got it. It looks good. In fact, I was like, that doesn't look crocheted. That looks knit, but either way, it's gorgeous. I love it. All right, Cheryl stopped by. I think I told y'all. And she showed me her sweater. And of course, I didn't write down the name of the sweater. I know she's told me the name of the sweater multiple times, but I didn't write it down. I'm sorry. So, but that is Pomp and Circumstance with, I'm trying to remember. I got so excited that somebody was knitting with my yarn that I think I forgot. And I'm trying to remember. It was a colorway that I was like, wow, you wouldn't have thought that it would go together, but it looks, stunning, and it fits her so well. She does such amazing work. I love it so much. So thank you, Cheryl, for that. And then this is just one of the many pictures that Lonnie so graciously posted about the batted shawl. It's basically a mix between a shawl and a cowl because you knit it in the round. And I can't believe how fast. The lady who told me about the pattern was like, it takes a little bit of time because of the welts, but no, Lonnie just banged that puppy out. She's already got it in the blocking bath, and like, wow. So I'm so excited to get that. That's an awesome pattern. That's a Stephen West pattern, by the way, if you are interested. in making your own. And then Deborah Sue also brought her shawl. This is one from one of the recent Dying to Knit dye sessions, basically. And she included, and I don't know the names of the colorways. I should. If I were better prepared, I would know. But anyway, she brought it and I was like, we have to take a picture together because those colors look so good on her. So yeah, I cannot tell y'all enough. It was such a wonderful, wonderful trip. We had such a good time. It was lovely. Okay. Oh, interesting. So Liz, you learned to knit in France. I love that. That's so fabulous. Karen, yep, they got it at Aldi's. Okay. I have to remember that. When I was in Scotland, it seemed, did I go to an Aldi? I'm trying to remember. I don't think I did. I would have noticed if I had seen. Innings. Hey, Margarita. No, but they're not innings. She's doing it from every game. But I appreciate the terminology. Baseball, you've got innings. In hockey, you've got periods. And then in football, you've got quarters, right? I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. And I don't know what's going on, but Bo and Yvette are making a deal for yarn and groceries. I like it. You got to have both to survive, right? Okay, where am I at with my projects? Let me show you. You would think that I would have gotten further along on my Stockholm slipover in Georgia, but this is as far as I got. Here it is. So I have to tell you, 2 different people have made a comment about this looking small. So we were sitting in the festival and it was, I want to say it was Sunday afternoon and things had slowed down a little bit. So I was sitting there knitting and a lady came up and was chatting and she said, "What are you working on?" And I said, "Oh, the Stockholm slipover." And she goes, yeah, I said, "The Stockholm slipover." And I hold it up. She goes, "Do you have a child?" It's for me. So I said something to my mom about it. And I've tried this on, y'all. It fits. Jeez. I said something to my mom about it. She goes, "Well, it does look kind of small." And I said, "Well, it's a vest." I said, "This is just the shell. I still have to put the neckline on and I have to put the finishing for the sleeves. But I've tried it on and I'm confident that it fits." People giving me a hard time. Anyway, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to make it. It occurred to me the pattern actually has you do 2 sets of side decreases. So that was all I did. I didn't do any more. And I might end it a little bit short, like a not total crop top, but a little bit. And since it's a vest, wear it on top of another shirt. I mean, I'm wearing it on top of another shirt anyway. So I might make it, have it end, I don't know, another couple inches and have it end right there. That way the shirt that's, underneath will peek out. So I like that. However, I had to set that aside last night because I started my gauge swatch for the Fiorellino. I just like saying it that way. So here I am. And I don't think I have that much more to go. What I think I'm going to do after this. So this, by the way, my mess back here, I think I've shown y'all before. This is how I emulate knitting in the round. Do y'all know that technique? Do you gauge swatch? But I think what I might do, I've got enough on there to go ahead and do, I always do a quick measuring to see if I'm like way off. If I'm way off, then I can go ahead and rip this out and either go up or down a needle size and start over before I even worry about blocking it. But if I'm close to what the pattern says, then I go ahead and finish it and block it like normal to see if I am indeed where I should be. And I'm hopeful for this one because unlike my experience with petite knit patterns, Isabel Kramer and we seem to be gauge buddies. in the past, my gauge has very closely matched hers. And so um, that hasn't so far been a problem. But I have noticed that the longer I've been knitting, the more my tension has definitely loosened up. I'm much looser knitter now than I used to be, which I think that's a good sign. I probably was choking the yarn more when I was first learning to knit because I was constantly like dropping stitches off the needle. But I don't do that as much anymore. And so yeah, I'm hopeful for this one. So I'll probably do that today, and I hope I'm on target so that I can cast on and get going on the pattern. So yes, thank you, Anne. Yarn is stretchy and it will be fine, even wearing it over another shirt. All right. By the way, and y'all probably can't see it, I think I forgot to tell y'all. Do you remember a while ago I had started the Stripe Step socks by Stephen West? And I made some progress, and I do like the pattern, but I realized, okay, I think like I literally right now have have 4 active whips. And that for me is huge. There was a time when I was like one active project is all I could do. And right now, 3 is really all I like to have. I start to get a little anxiety when I have too many. So I ended up taking out the step socks, and I'm still going to use this Mad About You set, but I'll just make a different pair of socks out of it. Maybe I'll make another pair of socks for my sister-in-law. Yeah, out of this. We'll see. But I'll do something with them. And but yeah, I didn't make any progress on the Stay Toasty scarf whilst I was gone. And Bo's socks, I did not make any progress on. So that's where I am. All right, now I have something. If you're in the Swan City Stitchers Facebook group, you may have seen it, but that's the only place. Well, if you're on the website, you may have seen it. Because I haven't posted it anywhere else. I didn't even put it in the newsletter, but there was some interest in it's called Extra Light Bright pattern by, I know it, but it has left my brain, the designers of it. Laura posted the pattern, and the Extra Light Bright pattern is a fingering weight pattern, calls for 5 skeins, the short sleeve version. Well, they have a short sleeve and a long sleeve version. And then, by the way, they also have a DK version. That's the Light Bright pattern. Extra Light Bright is the fingering pattern. And if you make a short sleeved version of it, from my research, when I looked at the sizing, a five skeins of fingering weight at 100 grams will get you any size in it. So a couple people were asking for some fade sets. And so I put 2 up. I put up 2 fade sets on the website. I can't show you the one because it's sold out. So I put it on pre-order. It's called I don't even know what it's called, but it's in the Color Riot collection. And so it starts, I could have shown you, I suppose, in one of the other, in some of the other yarn bases, because I have all of the colors, just not in one single base right at the moment. Anyway, if you're interested in that one, it's on pre-order only for the weekend. And I did give a little break on the price, just a little bit. But yeah, because I can get those dyed up next week and they'll ship out if you're interested in that. The other one, and I've changed the other one because y'all didn't seem as interested in the other one. But here's the thing, y'all. Take my word for it. If you've never done a fade, a true proper fade looks best. This is just my opinion. For what it's worth, I think a true proper fade looks best when all the colorways are actually speckled, because you have more of a variety. And so when you're alternating the skeins in that fading part, it looks so good. So here, this is I would call it new and improved. I don't know. 5-piece set. I think I called this one fun. I don't know. I don't know what I called them. But anyway, this is up there. If you go to the front page of the website, I think it's right there because it's under what's new. And this is one of the most recent products that I put up. So on the left, and you can, I was playing around with these. You could literally move these around in almost any order. Like you could shift these. Well, let me tell you what they are first. This is a Hallmark Holiday. This is a brand new colorway called Chapel of Love. And I named it that because it seemed like we were kind of doing a theme because we've got Duke of Hastings and then Dappled and Charcoal. But anyway, Chapel of Love came about because it was actually, for those of you in Dying to Knit, it started out as a practice colorway for next Thursday, which by the way, we have Dying to Knit next Thursday. And I realized I had gotten the base color too dark. It was that gray, which it almost looks more of a taupe here. But anyway, once I realized, oh, that's not what I want. That is not what I want to go with. I was like, okay, well, maybe I could make up another color for their 5-piece fade. And I fell in love with this colorway because I put some of that cherry red in there and the mauve that you see in a Hallmark Holiday and some of the brown even that's in there. It's not one there. In there, you can see it kind of breaks a little bit. I'm loving this colorway. Anyway, so at first it was going to be a one-of-a-kind colorway. And then I was like, oh, no, I think I like that too much. So I wrote down the recipe. Anyway, so this is it. But I was thinking you could literally put Chapel of Love first and then go to a Hallmark Holiday and then Duke of Hastings, or you could even swap Charcoal and Dappled and go from Duke of Hastings to Charcoal and then to Dappled. I mean, the options are endless, y'all. This is a good set. I'm just telling you. A good set, but it's only going to be up there over the weekend, and I'm taking it down. So if you're interested, there you go. All right, what else? There's some other new things. I know, Linda, isn't it a great? Oh, thank you, dear. Happy Go Lucky is the bright neons, fluorescent colorways. And then, which by the way, Caitlin from String Theory was so sweet. She said, those colorways will glow in the dark, don't you? And I said, will they? I suspected they would, but I hadn't I hadn't actually played around with it and taken a black light to it. And she goes, I have a black light. She pulled it out and was doing it over those yarns. It's very cool. So anyway, if you're interested in that, that'd be awesome to wear too. Because I know y'all go to those late night raves, all night raves. You party animals, you. Hey, Michelle, glad to have you here. So anyway, yeah, where was I going with that? Okay, some new things that I put up